Arresting Simon Ekpa will it bring peace and tranquility in the Southeast region? The answer is capital no. Why is federal government dodging to address the issue of Biafra that have been there for years and choose to go after the leaders of all the whole movement of restoration of Biafrans? The Biafra movement is not a terrorism movement, but it's because of the oppressions that the Biafrans are facing in Nigeria. That is why they choose to go their separate ways. And the Nigerian government are trying to clamp them down at all costs. The money the government has spent so far in the name of bringing down all the leaders of Biafrans will be enough to restore peace or to have a roundtable and dialogue meeting, but they choose to ask them, you are nobody. However, let us look into the issue of Simon Ekpa, by this our brother. Arresting Simon Ekpa is not going to bring any peace inside it, rather to add more fire on what is happening on the ground. My people, don't forget to stay there for Pump Info News. I want you to share this video so that other people could get the information and know how it did go. Watch this video.
This is a very crucial issue, especially when it comes to the fact that technology has played a very major role, in this unrest which we have seen in the Southeast, and how it relates to Simon Ekpa. It is one of the major research things you have been doing for so many years now. And then the question I will first pose to you will be, how does this arrest affect the unrest in the Southeast? How does Simon Ekpa's arrest right now, how does it affect, are we about to see that peace which we've been clamoring for? Is that what we're about to see now?
Okay, in the first instance, we must understand that what happened last week, that is, I think, on 21st of November 2024 in Finland, is nothing but an extension of a well-known and a well-established repressive approach of the Nigerian government towards dissent. It's not just about the neo-Biafra separatist agitation, but indeed, virtually every form of unrest in Nigeria, whether Boko Haram insurgency, whether Niger Delta militancy, or separatist agitation, the Nigerian government has always adopted more or less a factory-fitted approach which aligns with state repression. So it is not happening the first time, and it will obviously not be the last. But one thing is sure, that historically, this approach has proven to be ineffective and counterproductive. So with respect to peace in the Southeast Nigeria, there is no indication that it will be the panacea or the solution to the ongoing uprising and separatist unrest. In any case, he wouldn't be the first to be arrested. Before him, we had the likes of Chief Raf Owazurike, who pioneered the neo-Biafra movement in the form of the movement for the sovereign state of Biafra in 2000. Then after Raf Owazurike, we also had Barrister Benjamin, who also founded another splinter group of the movement known as the Biafra Zionist Front. And after Benjamin, we also had Nnamdi Kanu, who founded the indigenous people of Biafra. And all these separatist leaders over time, at one point or the other, had been arrested, had been imprisoned, had been incarcerated, had been subjected to one form of a human rights abuse or the other. And in all of this, it has not brought about peace, it has not brought about tranquility, it has not brought about stability in Southeast Nigeria. So there is nothing to suggest that the arrest and the trial or detention of Mr. Simon Ekpa by the Finnish government would address the ongoing security situation in the Southeast.
Welcome back, my wonderful people, as you don't watch that video and hear am with your own ear that even though you like catch all the whole people wey you know today, is not going to stop this issue, rather to address the issue. Now let me bring you this video from Abaribe before we Senator Enyinia Abaribe before we come back and continue.
Friends were feeling a vacuum left after the arrest of Nnamdi Kanu.
Well, what vacuum?
I mean,
Nnamdi Kanu was
Nnamdi Kanu engaged.
All of us have been going around trying to make sure that we deal with the matter to make him come out, which we continue to tell the federal government that he is the key. Reason is that everybody using his name and the name of IPOB to perpetrate violence and mayhem. And I will ask the same Simon Ekpa and their group. You want Biafra? Fine. Do you want Biafra, or do you get Biafra by killing the same Biafrans you want? How? How does murdering people, how does kidnapping people, how does going around and spreading mayhem, killing policemen, burning police stations down and all that help you? How?
I mean, calling Nigeria Animal Farm, calling Nigeria Zoo, calling Nigeria all sort of, I'm painting a picture that this is a hell on earth, a country that is unlivable, and giving an impression from outside of the country as though anyone who is in government or anyone who represents any other thing other than IPOB is a villain. Now, and there are those who believe that, yes, the agitation and some of the intervention that Nnamdi Kanu represented, as soon as he got off the radar, of the scene, there are those who wanted to feel and lead that voice. But the question is that you have been agitating for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Buhari government has passed. You were arrested as being a surety for Nnamdi Kanu. There are those, in fact, who said some of you were the promoters of the likes of Nnamdi Kanu, and what has led to some of the violence that we have seen in the South. The fundamental question is, how can this end, the agitation, or what can bring to a conclusive peace in the Southeast region?
How to end is simple. Every one of them claims that it is because Nnamdi Kanu is incarcerated. That is why they are doing. They are not. That's not why. It will end when Nnamdi Kanu comes out, and then we now know who is a genuine agitator and who is a criminal.
How do you go about that?
How you go about that is that when Nnamdi Kanu comes out, then he can know his followers.
By extra legal or judicial means?
No. Nobody will now have a reason to say, oh, we are burning down this station, we are killing this policeman, we are killing our own people, nobody's doing, you are going to be doing sit at home because he is incarcerated.
Senator, what I'm asking is that how would this happen? How will Nnamdi Kanu be released? Because that means the case before the courts are probably going to be jettisoned. Those are extrajudicial, extra legal means, political means.
The Nnamdi Kanu was extraordinarily rendition to Nigeria. The Supreme Court has even accepted that. And what we have been doing is, rather than continuing through the court process, let us take it outside of that. What has Nnamdi Kanu done that Igboho did not do? Think about it. Yet, Igboho is walking free today. Is it shouting or you're screaming? They've said all that. Even Igboho went the other day to London to say, oh, I'm going to submit a letter to the Prime Minister or to the King of England or whatever. Oh, we want to have our own nation. What has happened to him? You never had anything from the Nigerian government.
So Nnamdi Kanu has been treated unfairly. Is that what you mean?
Of course. And this is the issue now. The Southeast, 5 states, 50 ministers, A state like Ogun State has 4 ministers. The whole Southeast, just that 5. And so when people continue to look at this unequal treatment, you just give fuel to these people who continue to say they don't like us, they don't treat us well, they don't do all that. So, and I went and I've been talking to the powers that be. And I can also use this opportunity to talk to the powers that be. When President Tinubu became president, one of his first acts was to change the national anthem. In the national anthem, there is a line that says that we want to build a nation where no man is oppressed. So if you're from the Southeast and you see that you're just being given, okay, the Constitution says you must get one, and then you ask yourself, am I being oppressed or not? So I think that fairness, equity is the fundamental thing. And for every Igbo, note it, for every Igbo, a true born Igbo, there is something that is innate in us. In Igbo, it is said, Egbe bere, ugo bere, let the kite perch and let the eagle perch. Let no one disturb the other. So we are known for fairness.
So the thing,
that's not the point.
You're talking as though the Southeast has been subdued.
No, there is a deliberate policy, whether it is advertent or inadvertent. What people do when you come out of a war, when you have all this type of thing, when you want to have inclusiveness, you bend over backwards to make people feel that they are also part of this polity. And I say, and I repeat, you cannot have in your national anthem where you say, where no man is oppressed, and you continue to oppress a group of people. All you do
so the South is an oppressed people.
I'll tell you one thing, Seun, from Lagos to Ibadan, from Abuja to Kaduna is about 100 and something kilometers. Is that not so? Mm. From Onitsha to Enugu is 120 kilometers. 60 checkpoints. How can you have that? The whole of the Southeast is the most policed area in the world. From Owerri to Aba, which is just barely 36 or 37 kilometers, you will find 30 checkpoints. Every 1 kilometer you have a checkpoint.
Isn't it because of the unrest and some of the violence?
How can it be because of the unrest? Yeah, they are not unrest everywhere. You have unrest from here. So to Kaduna.
Are you saying there is a deliberate militarization of the region?
I say it's very deliberate, and we have shouted, we have screamed, we have told the military, look, there's something that is going on in the Southeast today that is the worst that you can ever see. You're coming out in a transport vehicle. Nobody will check the transport vehicle. You come to an army checkpoint, they will just say, everybody come out and walk. Whether it's raining, whether the people are sick, whether it is, why do you have to do that? And this is in this country. It doesn't happen anywhere else.
How can this be?
Welcome back, my wonderful people. As you have watched that video, I want you to share it so that other people go still get the information and know how it really go. I want to say this is very, very important, that Nigeria government has no interest in bringing peace in Southeast region, because if they do, they have done it for a long time. Rather, they are looking for a way to wipe out the Igbo people for hatred. But sometimes when I see these people still believe in one Nigeria, I don't know if they see what we see, or are they blind because of the money they are getting from the government. Please share the video and drop your own opinion. Don't forget to see there for Pump Info News. Guys, our website is getting ready. There we are going to be blogging all news so that you'll be enjoying reading news, those ones who love to read. So get ready for the website. It's getting ready. Pop Info News.